Good Friday morning to you. Old B-Dub here. B-W on the front porch this early Friday morning. Like a gloomy day, but I think it's going to turn out like every other day. They've all started out pretty gloomy. Yesterday it was foggy, and then it was 82 degrees, sun shining, and the day before that started out like this. And the sun's shining. You can see the sun's trying to come out over here, back here in the cornfield, which is where it usually rises up out of. Comes up. There's a cornfield goes up. It's like a hill. And the sun comes up from there. So I think we're scheduled to have a nice day today. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure So grass is all cut, leaves are all done. Although when you got two huge oak trees on your property and trees all around the neighboring properties, you're never done. Till they're all gone off the trees, you're never done. So this time, I'm just going to let them pile up. Excuse me, like the neighbors across the way. They haven't done it. They haven't touched their leaves since the leaves started falling, and you can't even see the grass on the one side of the house. So you hear the birds singing. Speaking of birds, one day earlier this week, I went out to fill the bird feeder out back. The sun's coming through the clouds over here. I could just see it. I could turn my head this way in the peripheral vision. Anyhow, ADD, focus, John, focus. So I went out back of the bird feeder and I turned the bird feeder to open it up so I could fill it. And there's a little wren or warbler. I'm pretty sure it was a wren. Got its head was stuck in the hole. He was trying to get what food was in there. So I don't know if I shared this story earlier. So I went and got my leather gloves because I didn't want to hurt him. And it's just a plastic bird feeder. I should have just broke the plastic. And I got him out. He flew off into the bush. There's bushes back, right off to the back behind it. And I hope he survived, but I don't know. A little chilly out this morning. You can see I got my Wrangler plaid jacket on today. But I'm wearing a camo. I always got the camo on. Always got the camo. But it's going to be an uneventful day. Down in the workshop last night, woodworking, doing some stuff, working on some projects. I think you'll like once the first one's done, I'll share it with you. It's actually pretty cool. And I'm learning routing, learning how to do routing, the hand router, okay? And how to cut in slowly to cut in deep to the wood. Like if the wood's that thick and I want to go in about 1/4 inch, how to cut in 1/4 inch. And I'll tell you what, it ain't easy. It ain't easy. I've never done it before. So it's it was frustrating to say the least. I was practicing on some scrap wood, and it was frustrating trying to figure it out. You're supposed to be able to go straight in and then just get a little bit, just little by little till you get to the depth that you want. It's not as easy as it's portrayed to be on YouTube videos. So we have a woodcraft store in Harrisburg. Maybe they'll have a routing class and I can go there and learn how to do some routing, because all the other routing I do, I can do it. That's the one I can't do. I haven't been able to do yet, I should say. So I'm practicing, I'm working on it. That's something I have to work on. And the only way you get good at something is if you practice. It's just not a natural, boom, done. You can do it. You have to practice. And it's something new. I have never done it before. So, and I like a good challenge, but it's a frustrating challenge because you want to get it right. You don't want to get it, you don't want to screw it up. By the way, I'm smoking my beloved Svenborg, nice and clean. Brand new food grade tubing on there. Polished up the stem, cleaned everything thoroughly. Cleaned the rim. First smoke of the day as well. Lane 1Q, fireside, and coffee. Black, of course. Good cup of coffee this morning. The first smoke and the first sip of coffee is always good. First cup. Someone mentioned, I can't remember who it was. I was reading in the comments this morning that it's that first nicotine hit because it's been a couple of hours, and I don't know if that's true. Could be. I don't know. But anyhow, I need to build some tables that are higher so I can stand, not lean over so much. It's hard on the neck to have to lean over, so I'll be getting some lumber today, building my benches and stuff. I just can't do what I used to do. Gotta adapt and improvise and make it work. Plus, I have a bunch of tools that I don't have enough space, so I have to put them down. And I'm talking like a scroll saw and a belt sander. It has a belt sander and a disc sander. It's combo. It's really nice. So I got to make a table that's big enough to accommodate both those, because those I'm going to bolt down to the table, because I don't want them moving. So eventually you'll get a tour of the workshop. I'm working on a cabinet now I can store some tools in. And if it wasn't so dusty down there, because of all the woodwork I do, I'd store my tobacco and everything down there, but because the temperature is maintained, I have a dehumidifier down there, and it never gets overly cold, and it doesn't, it's nice, and I have a vent in the duct system, so in the wintertime I can heat it up, but I have a dehumidifier down there, so it keeps that moisture out of the air, which is nice. They put a whole new system in downstairs. And it works really well. Really well. So, eventually, once I get everything set up, because where we used to live, couldn't do all that. Didn't have the space. Now, I have more than enough space. And I can enjoy it and do the woodwork and create. It's nice to be able to create things. And build things. I like repurposing old furniture. I still do. I have a bunch down there I got to do yet. But I got to build my assembly table. I got to build a couple benches. So, excuse me, I'll be busy. Did not sleep good last night. I don't sleep good at all. But why complain? So I get up early in the morning. Do what I do. Do's what I do's. Birds are everywhere today, man. The only bad part about bird feeders is whatever seeds don't get eaten, plants grow up. I'm constantly pulling them out, weeding them out. So I'm excited. I got a project I want to work on. I've got a couple projects to work on. I've got my plans drawn up for the this pipe rack I'm making. Birds are noisy today, aren't they? They're happy today. It's because old B-Dub's giving them some food, that's why. Yes, I've been drawing up plans for different things that I want to build over the winter. The only bad part about having the workshop downstairs in the basement is it gets very messy. And, if you do woodwork, So when I'm done, I'm spending at least a half an hour cleaning up all around just to get the dust. I have dust collection system that I set up with my shop vac, but it doesn't catch it all. And some of the stuff you can't do that with. So, and my electrician is coming over a couple weeks, I think it is. He's going to run all the wire so I have the proper amperage power, or whatever you want to call it, to run all my machinery. so I can work and not have to worry about tripping the breakers. But I want to get that belt sander, disc sander combination set up today. I want to put that together today so it's set up. But I got everything on one table, and I think I'm going to use that once I get my benches built. I think I'm going to use that as an assembly type table, or a I don't know, painting table, put projects on so I don't have to bend over. I can stain them and paint them and stuff. Because I don't care if the table gets messy. It's an old table, it's a big table. And it don't matter to me if it gets messed up. Oh, one of the cool things I saw last night I wanted to tell you. I was sitting out here yesterday afternoon, early evening, and right over here, just off the edge of the steps of the porch, where the bird feeders are, there's a chipmunk down there. And in comes this red-tailed hawk. He was huge. And he grabbed a hold of the chipmunk and he sat there for a minute. And I looked at him and he squeezed him with his talons and then he took off, flew off. And I thought, that poor chipmunk. But we are overrun with them. So it's the circle of life. They are food for the red-tailed hawks, because red-tailed hawks have to survive. You know, they'll go after rabbits, they'll go after squirrels, birds, other birds. What's cool, he usually comes out back and sits on our fence. We have like a cast iron type of fencing for the dog, and he usually comes back there and sits, hangs out. But he's pretty cool. I've heard stories of them taking cats, killing cats. That's why I have a big dog. He's almost 100 pounds. Ain't no bird gonna try to fly off with Merle. And the squirrels are everywhere too. They're huge, but they're gathering up. I'm watching one dig a hole. He's digging a hole in the grass right now to bury his food. Let me see if I can get the camera turned around. Can you see him down there? His little tail going. Yeah, big old nut in his mouth. He's down there burying it in the yard. But we have a ton of squirrels and a ton of chipmunks. And they dig up my planted areas and stuff to bury their food, and then they dig it up to get it in the wintertime. And you know, I complain, but they gotta live. It doesn't make it look ugly. It just, you know, there he goes. He got it all buried and put away. That's pretty cool. Now he'll remember where that's at. Then he'll come back in the wintertime and he'll dig over there. He knows where it's at. He'll come back, he'll dig it up, he'll have his food. The big oak tree out here, we got 4 nests, and then the big oak tree over the other side, out the backyard, we have about 5 or 6 nests. So they're busy packing away. Them and the chipmunks. Chipmunks run across the porch all the time. Their cheeks all stuffed up. They live over here on the other side, I think, in some of the bushes. I think they're living in some of the bushes over here on the other side. So, or they live in the ground. I don't know where chipmunks do. I don't know. They don't make nests, I don't think. I don't know. I don't know if they're like squirrels. A couple of bushes I pulled out there, they did run out. They ran out from the bushes when I pulled them out. So they're probably living in the bushes. But I don't like bushes along the house. I got one here. I'm going to leave it. I think I got some of them living in there. But I trim that down every, I don't know, 2 months or so. 3 months. Well, I just trimmed it a couple weeks ago, so it had been 3 months since I last trimmed it. So about 3 months. With the rest of the bushes, I'm tearing them out. I want them out. I want garden beds, like flower beds around. It's not, it takes away from the house. It blocks the house and stuff, and I don't like that. I don't like that look. So, right here we have 2 small evergreens. We're going to leave them up because they're small. They look like Christmas trees. The wife likes them, so I'm going to leave them up. But in between, I have nothing there, so I got to think about what I'm going to put there flower-wise next year. I'll plant in the spring, and we'll see what happens. The sun's coming up. I can feel it. I can feel the sun coming up. Anyhow, folks, I got to get my day started. I got to get that stuff put together in the wood shop. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this pipe and start the weekend. Happy Friday, everyone. God bless. God loves you. I love you. Light 'em up.